we're live. Good evening on Paranormal Path Peeps. We've got Lois and special guest Vaughn. How are you doing, Lois?
I'm doing absolutely fine. I'm so excited for this. My two favourite ladies in one chat tonight. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Bless you. It's going to be a laugh, isn't it, one way or another?
It will be.
And we've got Vaughn. How is Vaughn today?
Fine. Always fine.
I've actually investigated with Vaughn, which is quite cool. So, yeah, it's lovely to actually meet people on social media, on Facebook. And I think I first sort of knew about Vaughn when you used to watch the Haunted Antiques show.
Yes, I was
So
addicted.
I started going live on Haunted Antiques, and Vaughn used to watch a lot of the shows, and she has her own team, and yeah, it's about time you came on and we spoke to you about who you are.
Yeah. Well, who I am me.
Yeah, we know.
Matrix
But nobody knows who this
Paranormal.
is, do they? Here's
Matrix
Robbie.
Paranormal.
Oh no, here comes trouble.
Now.
Yeah.
Hi,
We've got Annette. Hi, Annette.
Annette. Hi.
Hiya, Phil. We've got Phil.
Oh,
Hiya.
there's my boy.
So we've got
Could
people
Phil go on the
join us
notice
now.
please?
Right, we're going over 3 networks tonight. We're on Things, DNTV, and Paranormal Path. So if you do see comments coming through, which I post, that's because someone is watching it on a different link. Hey, we've got Nigel from the North Pole. How you doing?
Hi, Nigel.
And we've got Jenny Dunn. Hiya.
Hi, everyone.
Cheers, Nigel. Thanks so much. Okay, then. So let's get to the first question, then. We've got loads of really horrible, long questions for Vaughn.
Go for it. Go for it. I can always get Phil to answer him.
So, where did it all start for you? When was your first time that you thought that there's something weird, something different happening, paranormal, like wise?
I would say I noticed the odd thing when I was a young child, a very young child, but I just ignored it. I'd say things to my mum and that, and she'd say, "Oh, don't be stupid." And then I remember seeing something when I was about 14. I was at my sister's house, and I could see hands coming round the bedroom door. And then again, I thought, but then I could smell my grandma's perfume in air. It was like a little lean-to at my sister's house. Was that the parrot? So I could always smell my grandma's perfume, and I don't think she'd ever been to that house. But what really did it for me was when I saw my little boy, who was 18 months, never had a sleep routine. Tried to get him into bed like I did every night, and I'm laid there on the bed in the bedroom with it had a child gate across the door, and it was dark. And after a couple of years of me living there and things going missing and things happening, it was like a joke with a lot of my friends and family, because we'd play games with it, really. Because my brother, when he stayed, he could hang his shirt up on the back of the door when he went for a shower, and it'd come in and it would be folded up. And the clock that we used to put on top of the fireplace would always finish up on the side, little chest of drawers next to it. So things like that happened, and we used to use it as a joke. We always used to put the visitors in there. But then it changed this one night. Like I say, I was in bed, putting my little one to bed, and I saw a full apparition at the bedroom door at the other side of the safety gate. And I thought, if that comes forward, I'm out of here. And it came forward, and next thing I was at my neighbour's house. So I finished up contacting the church that had baptised my son, but they wouldn't entertain it. And then I finished up getting Captain Binney, who was a forces padre, to come, and he was from a Presbyterian church.
Wow.
And he came in, he did blessing and everything on it, and he went back. Well, he got some history, but he didn't know full history. But he said if he'd find any more, because he'd requested other records, he'd come back and tell me. And he did. And it turned out to be the son of the old couple that lived in the house before I had it.
Oh, wow.
And I felt sad then because we'd got rid of him.
Oh, bless you.
He'd never harmed us. He'd only
Oh.
sort of played games with us.
Oh.
Oh.
Been enjoying it.
Did he ever come back after that?
No.
Because I know,
No.
like, I really don't get it. Okay, to say like the reason that there's hauntings is that people are trapped somewhere, unfinished business, stuff like that. I don't quite get it sometimes.
I don't, because I said to him, well, what would be the reason? Because he'd never harmed us. So it wasn't as though we were doing anything wrong. If anything, we'd sort of had a laugh and everything about it. But the padre said to us, he said that he thinks he came back because he could feel the warmth of family. But I don't know, because I wasn't into it all then. But it was that. But people just thought I was an idiot. But I know what I saw that night. And I regret getting rid of him.
Yeah, but when was that? How many years ago was that?
His son was born, so it was 1973, 1974, 75-ish. Because he was 18 months old. But he had a what do they call him? Not a mystery friend,
Imaginary friend.
imaginary friend called Simon. He had that until he was 6 years old. We would take it everywhere. We had to make space in the car for it, on the bus, everything.
But would you know, say, when kids talk about, like, I've had imaginary friends myself when I was younger, but they always say that when kids are talking, they obviously can see because they've got better vision than what we have, like, being further on.
I think they're more open because because like us, as we get older, we have other things to think about, and like during education, everything, where when the children, they're open, aren't they, to everything, that it's the biggest learning phase for them, biggest time to pick things up.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
he believes, and is now nearly 40. He believes, my daughter believes, because she's seen things in this house. She's seen the daughter that I lost.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, bless you.
I've not seen her. I've seen my dog in this house, and I've seen my grandma as an apparition in this house when Laura was a baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And they were, that one I was scared with because I wasn't expecting it, and it was dark. But when I saw my grandma, it was full daylight.
Wow.
I'd sat Laura down in the middle of this room on the carpet. She was only just sitting up. I'd gone to the hallway to get a coat, came back in, and she was just there.
Oh, bless you.
She looked very well because she'd been ill for a lot of years before she died.
Oh my God.
And I think she'd just come back to see our Laura. Laura was smiling up at her. She was smiling down at Laura.
Lovely.
It was lovely.
Oh, beautiful.
That's what, I don't know. I just think that they come for a reason.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, do you believe one, right? I'm a great believer, right? I don't know whether it's true or whether it's not, but they say if you lose a baby, right, heaven forbid, anybody that's ever been through that, they always say that, I'm talking from a baby's perspective, that they actually age as the years go on. Would you say that you believe in that kind of stuff, Fawn?
I believe that Alice, the little girl that I lost, I believe she's among us all the time.
Wow.
I feel that she's grown up with us.
Oh, bless you.
And a spiritualist medium picked her up once and said she's the absolute double of your little girl.
Oh my God.
And I believe she is.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, they're all welcome here.
Oh, bless you.
But
Oh, fun.
nothing has ever harmed me. Nothing. Even when I saw my grandma, I didn't feel. My neighbour said I looked shocked more than anything because she'd just knocked on the door because I was going out with her, and she'd knocked on the door, and it was them days where they used to knock and walk in, and she walked in and she just went, "What the hell?" And I went, and she said, "There's nothing there." I said, "It's gone." She said, "What's gone?" Like I said, they just thought I was stupid. And I explained it to her. She said, "Well, something shocked you because I can tell by your face."
Yeah.
So, but our Laura was just sat there as happy as Larry, smiling up at her.
That's brilliant.
God
But
bless.
it was so natural, though, wasn't it? It's because she didn't know anything else.
Yeah, and it was nice. And funnily enough, my grandma was called Alice Elizabeth, but because I lost Alice, I called her Laura Elizabeth, and that was my grandma's name. So
wow.
But I didn't really know my grandma as such. She was always ill when I knew her.
Oh, bless you. Oh,
So my experiences have always been nice. That's
oh.
why I don't believe that all this with all these demons and everything else.
No.
It's not always like that. Not what I've seen, anyway.
No, I've met a grumpy person. I was at Haunted Antiques, and there's this bloke, and he's really grumpy and horrible and nasty. And I actually connected with him, and he's just frustrated, and that was it. And like any person, they just get frustrated, don't they?
Yes.
And if you're sitting there and like you're trying to tell people what's happening, and they're like, "Oh, flash that light," and they're going, "Come on, I want to speak to you." It must drive them crazy, and all they want to do is get the story out sometimes. If we can help them,
I
then
think sometimes if you feel that they're there, I do feel that if you just leave them, they'll do what they want to do. They will let you know somewhere, even without asking out. Well, look us that night with that black shadow. We didn't ask for that, did we?
Expect the unexpected. But again, it comes down to how many times does spirits see paranormal investigators, and it's the same questions and it's the same strategies. I would get fed up personally as a spirit if the same questions: what's your name? How old are you? Are you happy here? I would be effing and jeffing.
I would.
If getting the same hi Viv, hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
If you're getting the same questions and the same, all right, one will put your blindfold on, right? Tell us what you can hear. Then what do the spirits get fed up and say, "Do you know what? I'm not playing boggle. I'm on holiday." I can just imagine this spirit having a sign in front of the door saying, "On holiday, not coming back."
The only thing I have about that thought is that I think we've got to maybe try to build the energy up to get some sort of contact as well.
Yeah.
Because people do experience things, and I believe they experience things. And yeah, it might just be a one-off, because I always tend to think there's a reason with my experiences. But I always think that how can I describe it? That if they're going to appear, they're appearing because they want to, whether there's loud noise or gadgets or whatever. I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen anyway.
I totally agree with what Viv's saying as well. And going back to Jan, you're giving me a red face here.
Yeah, I know.
But
I look shocking.
But going back to what Viv said, it is down to lack experience, and they all follow the same trail. It's about coming up with new ideas and doing stuff with the spirits that nobody else has tried. It's all trial and error.
Well, I often have thoughts
Hey, Dan.
Well, totally different
Ah,
to
yeah.
everybody else. But one night, me and Jan went out from
Hi,
Wings.
Gary.
Excuse me. And I said to her, I'm not saying spirit anymore or ghost. I hate that word, ghost.
Yeah.
Because I said they had a name. They were people. They still are. Their energy's still a person. I know we haven't always got the name, but it'd be nice to know what they would like to be referred to. Because we don't know, do we?
Yeah, I
Exactly.
question that. Because, like, you go to a lot of events and they go, oh, are there any spirits in the room? And you think, you think, well, what are they? You know, I sometimes go, are there any people in the room? Or, but then if you want to know how many entities are out and about, like you and them, what do you say? It's like, are we people to them? Are we shadows to them?
Well, we don't know that either, do we? They could be
And
walking
you're
along us all the time.
and then you're wondering if they've got the same sort of equipment, and we're just getting name answers, but
Yeah.
vice versa.
Could be. We don't know, do we?
Quick shout out to Viv Walter and Martin Sumter. Hope you're all right. Here you go. Have any of you come across something that disrespects spirit on investigations?
Oh, Phil, don't even get me started. Don't even go there with me. Oh my God. I'll give you an example. I'll not name any names. Psychic medium. I had the pleasure of working with one time. I say pleasure in a very short term. The way she spoke to spirit was absolutely horrendous, and it was so patronising that I ended up just taking the EVP off her because she was just so patronising, and the spirit was actually trying to get across help, as in help me, and she was just so patronising the way she was talking to the spirit. It was almost like, is there anyone there? Like, if somebody spoke to me like that, I would give them the answer at all.
That's it, isn't it?
But to me, if you're going in and introducing yourself and you're asking them to communicate by saying, is there anyone there? Again, that's just repeating yourself. It's the introduction, isn't it? You've already said it. You've introduced yourself.
It's not just that, even that, as well as what Viv was saying. It's just the way she was speaking, Viv, the questions, the whole questions, the way she was questioning if the spirit was trying to interact. It was just that patronising way. It wasn't even in a nice manner. It wasn't even in a hi, my name is, not even introducing herself. It was just as if she didn't want to be there, sort of thing, and it was her vibes as well. And she got onto us one night about protecting herself. Oh, I told you to protect yourself, and that was her whole mannerisms. And that night, you just could feel that the energy was just going kind of like that, like slanting.
No, I don't need that.
Sorry, go on.
I just tend to work with like-minded people, though. People with good energy who, like, when they get together, you just bring sort of positivity through, and it's great.
Definitely, Viv, definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot who call themselves mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone can call themselves a label, can't they?
Definitely.
And I think we've met one or two of them who sort of say things and think, yeah, okay. And then, like, if they give a reading, it's like so vague. Like when I first did mediumship, first development lesson, I said anyone can stand in a room, go, "Oh, there's a John. I've got a link with a John. He wears blue." I said that at my first development lesson. I do tend to say what I think, which, yeah, they were kind of laughing at me because they were mediums, and obviously at that time I didn't even believe in it. But hey, I know different now. And I do surround myself with some decent mediums as well, which is good.
Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. The one just come up on mine.
All right, okay. I've displayed a lot of them as have happened.
I thought you were falling asleep there, Vaughn. I thought you were she's boring me.
I was worried. I'm not going to say that, am I?
Yeah, Jill says, I've come across too many in my time working with spirit. At the end of the day, they too lived.
That's
Respect and get respect back.
Definitely, Phil, definitely. With you there, my friend.
Yeah.
And be
But I'm spending
positive.
3 nights in spirits in a old, well-known pub over the weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Ooh.
So I'll be in their room for 3 nights. So let's see what they can do, shall we?
Fun.
So I don't know about next Monday's show, whether I could get reception. I haven't got any guests on because it's really up in the air until I get to the location on Friday night.
Oh.
So I don't know what format it will take, to be fair. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It will be a good one.
Sorry.
What about you, Vaughn? What's upcoming for you in Matrix Paranormal?
Well, not a lot regarding invests as in at home, but there will be someone else that might tour in the next couple of weeks. I'm going down south, and then we're travelling across to the other side of the south, and then we're going up to Wales. And I'm sure I'll spot a few castles and a few bits and bobs, maybe even a few teams on the way.
Yeah, that's right.
So they'll be intimate, and there won't be. Oh my God! Excuse me.
Oh, isn't it so lovely though to meet people who you've met on Facebook to then actually go out and meet them? Yeah, that's fine. You can post some links to the networks. That's all good.
So the other thing we've got is at the old, what used to be a mill, and it is now a what do we call it? A science centre.
Oh, Magna. Yeah,
So
I'm looking forward to that investigation.
We've booked HAPRC again. I've booked something else as well. I can't think what it is.
Yeah, I've got HAPRC booked a few times this year. So yeah.
So
forward to those.
We'll see how that goes. And hopefully I'll still be going out with Wings, Jan from Wings.
Yay.
And meeting up whoever wants to meet up. If it's
you work well with Wings.
Driving range.
Yeah, because when we did the cottage together, it's a brilliant night. And then we did that railway, which was quite, oh dear. It's quite strange there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't done much at all these last 3 weeks. I've been childminding and dog sitting, so.
Yeah. Well, I've been off. I've been off this week, last 2 weeks anyway, because I've had breaks planned and things like that. Had 2 nights at Shepton Mallet camping. Came back to go camping again, so yeah, cool.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm hearing things.
Then now I'm away again, so that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm actually meeting Paranormal Research York as well.
Oh, is that
so I spoke to them on the show a few weeks ago, so I'm actually going to be meeting them, which is absolutely awesome.
Oh, that'll be lovely.
Yeah, to finally meet them. I'd like to try and meet Mackenzie, but I don't know if I'll have time.
She might meet up with you if you tell her.
Yeah, well, I'm out Friday and Saturday, you see, so I'm running out of time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, there's, what's his name, the other medium? I think he's joined them now. The chap from near Hull.
Oh, yes. He was on Haunted Antiques, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
His partner's lovely.
I'm always on holiday, yeah.
Well.
My holiday's finishing now.
I know, Mark. Tell her she is always on holiday.
Oh, you know nothing, Viv. My gosh. Next night I've got in, I think, is a week on Thursday. I have a day job as well, but I don't know. I'm in a play soon, so it's got a bit crazy at the moment. Well, it will do.
We were going with that Vivian Powell lady, weren't we? And Dan.
Oh, I know. That's a shame.
Oh,
but hopefully it'll sort of work out another time.
I'd love to have done that. Yeah, we can always do that again.
So, what is your favourite location then, Bon?
Oh, I'd say Chillingham Castle so far.
Oh wow! How did
Wow,
you find it? Because I've heard quite mixed reports about Chillingham. I've heard that folk have had the experiences there, and then I've heard folk that say that they've got absolutely nothing.
Well, nothing. We didn't get anything major, but we did get activity. When we were there, we finished up getting the lights at the. It's like a big old light with candles on, and that we got that swinging.
Oh, brilliant.
All
Oh
the
wow!
bits of gadgets, they were all going off, but we didn't get a full communication. But there was a lot of work being done at the time. It's
Right.
one of the rooms there as well. So I think that maybe affected it. But I would go back and do it again. I'd like to stay there as well. But I've so many places that I want to go to.
That it is difficult, isn't it? Like, I've got my 3 favourite places, and by going back to those, you get more of awareness and maybe can go further on finding out about the individuals.
I think my favourite place as well is somewhere that isn't a popular place.
Yeah.
I prefer to, like Yester Castle when we went there just on when we were touring Scotland last year.
Oh yes, the castle. Oh, Vaughn,
That is fantastic there.
see, because you went to Yester, remind me to PM you after the show to tell you something. I really don't want to tell you here, but I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah, that was brilliant there, and I'd love to have had a team with me to go back on the night to have gone in.
Well, I was going to tell you about a place that's connected to Yester. It's worth that.
Yeah.
On you go.
So we're going out to US as well today. Is there anywhere or what places in the US would you like to go to? How many?
On my bucket list, well, one, I want to go to Virginia to see my friend. So I would say Virginia area because that's where I'll be staying. And I'm hoping that is definitely on the cards next year. But the other place, I think I watched something about Skinwalker Ranch. I'd like to go there just to see.
Oh, wow.
Just to get the feeling of the place. Even
Definitely.
if nothing happened, just the feeling of the place. And I wouldn't mind doing a few of their asylums and stuff, I think.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realise. I forgot the name of it. Waverly Hills is so massive.
Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Must be my old.
You hear of Waverly Hills, and then when Jeremy York was there, and you saw the photos, and you saw him with that behind you, it's absolutely massive.
Mm.
You just can't get the scale of things, can you? You really can't.
No. I've always said Waverly definitely sanatorium. You just, oh wow, it would be a privilege to be in there. Even one of the jails there in America, I think one of the guys that's on Things Network, he went to, where was it, Jack? Eastern State
Yeah.
Penitentiary. I can't even say that word. Aye, I can't even say that. And that looked super cool.
Where else would I want to go? In America? I don't know. I bet I'd want to go to everywhere. What's the big station in New York? The railway station. Really famous, and my mind's gone blank. I wanted to do that when we're in New York, but it's a really busy place. I'd love to spend a night sat in there, just people watching things.
It'd be amazing to get in a station. If you could have got in one when it was locked down and just sat there and get the energies, it would have been brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But you don't generally get it. Grand Central, thanks, Fred. Fred, I'm not reading.
Investigate with
okay, so we've got some questions coming through. Here we go. So I've got Annette Locke. She's about to go out on a first investigation. Any tips?
Take a change your pants. No, and all seriousness, any tips? Just, I mean, I don't know if you're a believer in protection or no. Some people are, some people no. Protection. That's what I would, and always question. Don't ever just take it as a simple response. Always question.
Always use your senses, okay? Just if you're going on a public event, it can be difficult, but if you can try and just sit there without any gadgets and just get a feeling of the room and see if you can smell anything, hear anything, or get any feelings, just see if you can pick anything up yourself. You might, because generally, like from day to day life, you walk in buildings, you don't notice anything, do you? Like you go in a church, you think, oh yeah, that smells like a church, but you don't pick anything up really. So just to sit back and just see what's going on, and then just enjoy really. And the more you put into it, the more you might get out of it as well. So just go
Exactly.
in and go for it really.
Yeah, be respectful, do your own work, make sure you know where you are, and what is it, 3 words? There's a 3 words app, so that if ever you get lost or anything happens, you can just do that. I've got that on my phone. I've got the first aid one as well.
Yeah, it's best to go with people. Best not to go alone. You find doing a lone vigil in like a location, fair enough, because there's people in other rooms and what have you, but it's not very safe to go on your own, obviously, like if you're out in the open. Then there's some horrible people about. Sometimes the people are worse than spirits as well, aren't they?
They are.
So, okay, so here we go from DMTV. What has been your most scariest experience when investigating?
Me? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, mine, I would say, was at the doctor's house in Doncaster, Hampole.
Oh wow.
Apparently there's no access now, but we went not long after it had happened. It was still sort of half and half of a house where it's ruins now. And that was the first time I'd ever been affected, and I'd never been affected like that before, and I've not been since. I did increase the protection after that, but in my mind, it sticks in my mind whether it could be, the green flashing lights, the laser lights.
Laser
I wondered if it was that as well, but no, it wasn't all just that, because I'd stepped into a room with someone else. She was doing the filming, and it was as though it felt as though I was being pushed forward, but at the same time being dragged forward. And there was a break in the lights, and it made me feel really sick. I was shaking, but I was... It didn't feel as though I was ill. It felt more as... I think it was a fear of losing control with me, because I felt I was being pushed, pulled, shaken, absolutely sweating like I've never sweated in my life.
Wow.
And to me, it seemed to go on forever. And it wasn't. It was a space of a few minutes.
Yeah.
And we've got it all on a live video, on a video that we were doing at the time. But I can't explain it. But you know how you could rack your mind and you think there must be an answer for it.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yep.
And the thing was, when I'd come out, and it's very rare anything frightens me, but once I'd come out of that room, I refused to go back in it. And I did return back to the house, but I would never go back in that room.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
But I can't explain what it was. But I just think, well, I wonder if it was, like some people are affected, aren't they, with epilepsy and stuff. The lights, I don't have epilepsy, but was it the lights that...
Well, funny you should say that, Vaughan, because I'm no epileptic in any way, but I get really, when it comes to the lighting, I could be either all right with it, or I could be in the corner spewing my ring.
Oh.
And I actually only discovered that, believe it or not, when I was playing a game years ago. And it's when you get to a certain part, there's like this flashing light you need to shoot. And I actually taken a severe migraine and started being violently sick. And I found with the laser, when you're talking about the lasers, when we're out in investigations and things like that I felt actually quite sick and headachy.
Makes you wonder. Like I say, I wouldn't say it was paranormal, but I don't know what the explanation is for it. I've tried to debunk it, but don't know on
Yeah.
that one. But it was certainly the worst that I've ever experienced.
But would you want it to happen again now? Now you're more experienced. Would you like them to try it?
I'd like it to happen again because
Yeah,
now that
I'm
I
the
have
same.
looked into it more and I have got more of an idea of how to protect myself more if something like that happens.
Yeah.
Ground myself, step back. Mind you, it just felt as though I couldn't do anything. It was as though my head wasn't even thinking because I was just being dragged. And I was thinking, I don't want to be pulled and pushed. And it was awful. So I don't know whether I would actually think.
Yeah, because I was in a similar situation. You know, mine was different, but that was Matlock Pavilion, where a little girl seemed to take control of my body, and just my head was trying to get my mouth to speak to say, "Get it out of me," and I ended up doing what is it? Not the conga, ring of just messing about. Really, we're doing the energy circle, and there I was doing the kids one where you go in and out when you're holding hands. I forget what it's
Oh, I know exactly what you're
Oh.
talking
I
about,
forgot
but
what
I
it's
can't get.
called. But yeah, so that scared me, but I would like to encounter her again. I really would. Because
It
was
a
just,
learning curve.
yeah.
Say that much because it did make me do a lot of research, on different things it could be and
Hokey
how I
cokey.
would
Thanks, Jeanette.
approach
I
it
did the
differently.
hokey cokey in an energy circle. It wasn't me, honest. It really wasn't me. Okay, so Mark Reynolds has got a question. What's your thoughts on daytime investigating? Do you
Fine,
think it's
cool.
active?
Yeah. If spirits want to be there at that time, then they will.
Yeah.
I've seen one in daytime.
Yeah.
I wasn't investigating.
Yeah. I just find like my tool, what works with me is a cat ball. It's just what it is, It's not the best piece, but it does. And you can't see them in daytime, so that's my issue. Because in bright light, you can't see them flashing as well.
But then again, that always takes me back to. But I never had anything. I wasn't even into the paranormal then, with what I saw. So
yeah, that's right.
we never. And a lot of people say that they've experienced it from being a child. Did they have any equipment?
No, they didn't. No. But that's what all of us want to encounter, isn't it?
Yeah.
What you got given, we all want to encounter that. And some of us are never going to be lucky enough to, actually see, like, seen a dark mask gain a face. That's not, I don't know what you class that as, but it got a face. It's not an apparition as such, but that was quite freaky.
Was he had the side of his face burnt? One
Ooh,
side of his face. It didn't look bad. It didn't look as though it was all gushy or anything like that.
Wow.
It was just it was clear that he had something wrong with his face.
So I've got a question here from Viv then. If you can investigate with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? And where would you take them? That's a tough one. Wow.
I don't know whether they would investigate, but I would take David Attenborough.
Wow.
Because I just think, I'm just dreading the day he dies. I really am.
I know. It's still working, isn't it?
Stephen Hawkins, he was my idol. I loved him.
He was
Oh,
brilliant.
yeah. So yeah, they would be my two.
And where would you go?
Oh God, it's endless for them too, isn't it? Anywhere, because wherever they took me, it'd be interesting.
Oh, bless you.
Everything. And they're probably not even into the paranormal. But if it was now, with people I know now living, if it was then, I would take a bunch here. I'd take us all, would have a coach load and go to Tower of London. Viv will get us.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
I would only go if I could sit beside Phil Newton. That's the only reason I would go.
I'll
get sit next to Phil.
You can have that seat. You can have that seat. In fact, we could go anywhere, couldn't we?
Wow,
that's a good one. At least you don't have to recharge your battery.
I do.
Cat balls are way too sensitive. We've got
oh yes, they are AJ.
I'm just trying to Audrey Foster, so goes with a partner, it's so addictive. Once you start, you just want to keep going. And it is crazy, isn't it?
It is, but my partner won't go. He says he doesn't believe in it, but he has had a past near-death experience. And he's the one who always comes down whimpering if something happens, like he did day before yesterday.
Oh, okay. What happened?
He loves his little antiques, and he goes to charity shops and antique shops. And he bought this. I think it's. I don't know if it's a train or a bus, to be honest. It's a musical, windy one thing. And he's had it sat up there for ages, and he'd gone into the bathroom and he come running down, and I thought, what's he running for? He can hardly bloody walk. He'll finish down the bottom. He went, there's something weird up there. I said, why? He said, because it set that trainy thing off. And I said, what trainy thing? And he explained what it was again. And he said, it's just played itself all the way through.
Oh, wow.
And I said, well, you don't know what you're bringing home from them sort of places. Your bedroom. It's probably spooked.
Hi, Elle.
Hi, Raymond. Hope you're okay. But yeah, that's the thing about antiques. You don't know what you're picking up. And that's what I like about them more than anything. So if it does get too much, just send it my way. I like these.
What about these paranormal boxes? What are they called? They paranormal boxes that
book boxes.
That apparently you could like buy off like Amazon or something.
I wouldn't.
It's questionable, really. Like the original book box, it had a story by it. It was a little cabinet, and it had things in it apparently. And this US guy found it, and he did a story. Then he did not, he changed his story. So because that was covered a bit on Hellier. I saw an interview Hellier did about the book box, and he just kept changing his story. So whether they exist and how much they exist in reality. Obviously, I've interacted with the red box for about 2 to 3 years. That's all over with now.
Didn't you open one?
No, I never opened it. No, somebody did. That was we were. Oh gosh, I was kind of in tune with it, and it kept clicking in my ear. So every time I used to go, I used to get a clicking sound in my ear to sort of let me know I was going, I guess. There's more to the story. Anyway, one day I sort of said to Neil, I says, it's weak. It was something wrong with it. So Jane went up to the centre that night when I was there, and Amy took it to her, and I was there, and somebody had already opened it. But they know who did it. So yeah, it's absolutely shocking. Another friend has seen who's done it as well, so they know who's done it, and a friend knows the description of the person who's done it. I don't know who's done it. But it's just rubbish. Like
Disgusting.
Like when you're allowed to touch objects and work with objects in a setting, whatever location you go to, you should respect the person and the owners enough. If you can touch them, fine. Work with them, fine. But that's it. Don't be stupid. You shouldn't mess around with things.
Boils down to its stupidness, isn't it? I don't know.
It's just pathetic, and it really is. So yeah, because it kind of ended it for me then, because I have been interacting with it, and I did get a click like a few days before I went last time, but it's certainly not the same. I don't know if whatever it was around it, if it comes and goes now, I don't know, but it's certainly not sort of same strength anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah. Fred's got some great places in the US. Not easy to find some at times. But you've just got, oh my gosh, for us, like we go to Scotland, it's 6.5 hour drive for me to drive to Lois. That is ages. But the US, a 6.5 hour journey is nothing, is it?
I know, is it no, like, depending on where you go, it could be like ending up to like 12 hours or something on a plane.
Yeah, that's right. It's mad,
depending where you're going.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Scotland, though. Wherever you go, you never get to your destination from A to B. You always stop. There's always something that stops you along the way. That's why I'll never put a time limit on when we go anywhere, because we always find something up there. There's just so much to look at.
See, that's why when people ask me, when I used to go out on investigations, like my partner would say to me, "What time do you think you'll be home, Louise?" And I'll say, "Well, I'll be home at this time," and then walk in about 4 hours later. Good morning.
You just don't know, do you? That's it.
And it depends as well what sort of night you're having and the sort of evidence you're gathering and the atmosphere in that.
Weather. If it's freezing.
Weather's nothing.
If you're outdoors and it's dripping down with rain, it's not much fun, is it?
All right, if you've got the right gear on.
Oh yeah, I know. But if you're trying to do live and oh god, just getting drowned with rain, it's not much fun.
They always say Scotland's full of the rain, so get the umbrellas.
Well, yeah. If you haven't got the rain, you've got the midges.
We never.
God, so bitten.
We never got bitten once, and we never had no rain when we went for them 3 weeks last year. Well, it should have been a month, but I had to come home a week early because my leg. We never. It was fantastic.
I don't know how, because I went out with Robbie. If Robbie's still in the chat, I went out with Robbie and I got really bitten, and I mean the midges were actually so bad. It was right across my back and right up the way. I had to actually get antihistamines.
They maybe don't like bad meat, man's maybe bad peas.
It's probably because I've put more weight on. They can chew me more.
Yeah. No, we used to go up to Scotland, up to the islands twice a year. 9-10 years running, and we never had bad weather. We never got bitten. So it must be. We used to go stay up at Beckhead. It's fabulous up there.
Yeah, Viv Powell says you can handle anything if you drink iron brew. Iron brew.
Iron brew.
Well, in Scotland, just ask Lewis.
That is a mean machine.
Oh, it is. Have you tried it, Vaughn?
Sorry, I was just reading Viv's question.
Have you tried iron brew?
Oh, a long time ago. I don't drink any them sort of drinks.
Yeah.
I don't drink lemonade or anything like that. Just lemon water, that's all I drink. And tea and coffee. Or gin.
Gin, yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I love gin.
So I've got
Sounds
a
good.
comment here from Jan. Why do you think energies appear in half bodies? Example, we saw one together, it was just the torso and arms in running mode.
I think
It's weird, isn't it?
it could be to do with the energy, I suppose. Or it could be, I don't know, I suppose if you're in somewhere where it's been built up on a lot, how it'd come through. Ooh. How it'd
Yeah,
come through now to what it was then. I don't know. Good question, that. That's a reading book one for me, that, Jan.
yeah. Viv says gin and iron brew.
See,
Gin and iron brew. Oh,
Viv, I'll send you the 1901, the best of the Top Gear Iron Brew down to you.
I saw a question
Ah,
Viv had said about.
yeah. So Phil, it's because it takes a lot of energy to appear. That's why, in his opinion, you only see half the bodies.
But it
Where's
depends
that?
on.
Bry, I believe it takes a lot of energy to manifest.
Ah,
Only show what they can muster. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? So,
yeah,
hey Dean, hope you're all right.
something's-
Oh, Leslie's going to watch this later. So, hope Leslie has had a good night by the time she watches this.
Well, Leslie was 21 the other day. Her birthday was the
Yeah,
other day. She's
oh,
21.
wow. Yeah,
Happy birthday, URL.
birthday.
Haggis is so nice.
Fantastic.
Oh, I hate haggis.
I love haggis.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah,
Couldn't pay me.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
I
Oh,
like haggis.
Yeah.
well, I must be an outcast in Scotland because I just don't like it. I think it's disgusting. Even the smell. Oh.
There was
Yeah,
that
Viv,
comment there from Viv. Oh, yeah, that one as well I saw.
yeah,
No,
do
I
not
don't
believe all
really
antiques are haunted or even carry human energy. They
No.
exist, but very few and far between. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, you check eBay and it's got like all this stuff listed, and what are you buying? Not a lot, really.
But
You can't really send it back, can you?
But
Because
usually
you
these
can't.
ever found, right? You could go into a place, right? Just prime example. I would love everybody's comments in the chat about this one. You can go into a place and you could make the comment of, I'm a paranormal investigator. Do you fancy, would you let us come in, and investigate? And the prices go sky high for an investigation. As soon as they know you're an investigator, the money just goes whoosh, through the ceiling.
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's just Ubby's hobby. I don't even know what he's got, to be honest. I don't take much notice of it.
Oh wow, I would. I'd be checking out
No.
what is purchased just in case. Yeah.
No, he did get some
pendulum near it.
He did get some bookends and he priced them up, and I think he paid £2.50 something, he said, and they were worth £280.
Oh, nice one.
But he still leaves them sat there. He don't do anything with them. So
yeah, the journey time in Malta is maximum 30 minutes. That's brilliant, isn't it?
That's actually good.
Yeah. That was it. Weird, like when I went to Jersey, it's just great because everything was kind of close-ish, rather than, yeah.
Malta's beautiful as well. I enjoyed Malta.
Yeah, I haven't been yet.
I've got an attic full, Phil, if you like dolls. What was
handle anything, just ask Lewis.
You can handle anything.
So what are your plans then? You're going to do some touring? So are there any places specifically that you're going to go?
No, I'm going to contact a few teams and see what comes up. And if not, I'll just do random as we move along. I've got lots on my bucket list. I have a separate list that's a bucket list for each county, and
Oh, lovely.
Wow.
so that's my plan. I'll pick out all the ones as we're travelling down. I did that when we went to Scotland. We saw some fabulous places.
Wow.
So yeah, so it'll just be either pre-records or I won't be putting it on as events. I'll maybe just put a notice up on the page.
Oh, I hope you're all right, Vivian.
Yeah, I hope you're all right.
When I'm better, we'll get you
Oh,
out of here.
Oh yeah, what's wrong, Viv?
Viv.
Maybe best to PM, I don't know.
Oh right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Hi, Mel Richardson. I do a circle with Mel Richardson. And sort of do development.
Oh,
my gosh, no. Oh, bless you, Viv.
Get well, Viv.
Yeah, you can kick that to touch quickly.
I can't see.
Yeah, it's still flying around again, isn't it? But people
Really?
not testing now. You never know the true numbers.
Oh,
Exactly.
I didn't get what she said. It's gone again.
You right, Von?
Yeah, it's these comments. They're all over the place tonight. I'd seen a comment earlier from Viv about guards, but then it flashed off before I read it all, and then I can't find the reply that you've just seen about Viv.
Oh, wow.
It always happens.
I tend to I see the questions, so I kind of stay up on the comments. But then you like the misleading ones, and it gets a bit complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're getting them.
It kind of reminds me of the cats when they're typing. They're typing that fast. That's kind of like the comments. They go that fast before you even know.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen Phil's and Bry's reply to that energy one.
Yeah. So, hi, Ian Griffiths as well. I hope you're well.
Hi.
So, if you have any questions for Von, please add them to the chat. We've had some brilliant ones so far.
Yeah, I've had some good questions.
So, Von, do you like your old school way in paranormal, or do you prefer the your method?
I prefer the old school ways, but like I do watch other groups and I do see that they get some good results with equipment. So, and it's like those leads that you've got, Jacqueline. The bulb, they're really good. And your REM pod that night, that was mental in the cottage.
Yeah. I went to Shepton Mallet with MJ Dixon. She did an event there, and Richard Estep was there as well, and it was great. And I was in the kitchen of the prison, and I put the the tubes out basically. So they're like tubes with cat balls in them. That sort of like effect. So they work like cat balls, but they've got one power source at the end, and there's a specific one flashing. So we thought, all right then, let's move it. So I then stuck a REM pod there, and the REM pod started going off there. And, it just wouldn't stop going off. So then you think, oh, is the REM pod faulty? You just question everything, don't you? So then we moved the REM pod to another area of the kitchen with another one, and it didn't go off again. So it is great, but all the time I question everything. I do question these tubes because it's a new piece of kit. I've probably had it about 4 weeks now. I will be using them in the Golden Fleece at the weekend. Yay! I'm so excited. Yeah. So I'll set them up on my bed probably. Probably sit in the chair all night watching them.
But people do it their own way, don't they? And I think as long as they're being genuine and not saying everything's a demon and everything's a ghost and blah, blah, then, yeah, let them get on with doing it their way.
Yeah.
If I was to be joining them, working with them, then I'd go with the flow of what they, the way they're used to doing it. And maybe that parrot.
I know, I love it.
And
He's
obviously,
happy.
if I did something different, oh yeah, Jan's are right with spirit boxes. And if I thought something else was different that I might be able to try, then I'd try it.
It's
So,
definitely, it's all trial and error in this.
yeah, and each to their own.
It's amazing. I picked up on a prisoner at Shepton Mallet and had a conversation with him, and I've got a lot of information from him, which I'm trying to find through history because he did a crime, and I'm just trying to find it through records at the moment. After that, we used the S box, and twice he said, "I must apologise," and it was so clear and so amazing. I was trying to film it all, but then once I realised that the centre, what he was coming through with, and also that it was the 1970s he's coming through about, people of his victim and his family is still going to be around. So I didn't really want to film it, and I don't want to put that out there. But yeah, we got some amazing evidence and some amazing information, but it was just too sensitive really to film once you know which way it's going. No, Stewie doesn't swear. There's a cockatiel. And yeah, I had to turn the sound down so I could tell him to shut up.
Does he ever need a shower?
Oh gosh. I ought to try that. My friends, I was at my friend's watching the Forest game last night. You read, and her parrot loves a shower, so she squirts him, and then he gets all his wings up and stuff. So, yeah, it's brilliant. Trust in your sixth sense, and use tools to verify, which is what I'd like to do. The thing is, we've got past the stage of flashing lights here. We know we get flashing lights. We know spirit around us. We want more. And we do like sort of more to like personally try and communicate with them, don't we? And then, but you want the validation as well. That's it,
Definitely.
isn't it?
We do, but I don't know, something. This is only me and my line of thoughts. I know they can be totally off track, but I just feel we're missing something. I think we're with gadgets and everything else. I just feel we're missing something. I think we need to maybe step back a bit. But recently I've been reading bits about vibrations, and someone had tried EVPs with a machine running in the background, and he picked a lot more up. So was it that constant vibration that was encouraging spirit? I don't know.
Yeah, like some use EMF pumps.
Yeah.
Like I was at Shepton Mallet and I had issues with both DSLR camera batteries, which is frustrating because the second night I haven't even looked at the photos yet. I couldn't take photos on the DSLR.
Singing bowls and the tuning forks, they've been going for years.
Yeah, that's right.
Centuries.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love this from Robert. Why do spirits hang about in cold, damp places? I would be off to a warmer climate. It's true though, because it's horrible, isn't it? Some nights you just like you're in this mouldy room and like you're leaning against the wall and the wall's like coming off onto your back with all the damp and God knows what. You're freezing.
Mine in warm places.
It just gets shocking, doesn't it? But it's all good fun, isn't it? What we do. And
I know, but don't you think even when you get nothing, it's such a good night?
I always say that. I'm a big believer. See, if you put me anywhere, right, and I didn't get anything at all, to me that's not a wasted night because I've had the chance to sit in history. So why would I they call that a wasted night. That's no wasted night. Don't get me wrong. My feet are probably freezing. I'm probably going to get the cold, but I don't care. I'm sitting in history.
Yeah, I like what Viv says about batteries fail when they get cold. It's only recently I've had batteries fail though.
I was going to say,
Because I've been like investigating a while, and like I've never personally had batteries fail until like the last few months, really. I don't get it.
no, but that what Vic's just said, that's just common sense when you think about it, really.
Well, it is, yeah, definitely.
We
Yeah,
wrap ourselves up, so
yeah, like think of the old-fashioned car batteries.
yeah.
When it's cold, you got no chance. But yeah.
Oh, drum. That sounds interesting.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, nice one.
Never heard that.
Hi,
Hi.
Skelly's lady. Hope you well. So, true, they get slated by fate, but we all work differently. I think that's about Brian's and Sam's apps, isn't it? But yeah, I've seen Brian's apps work well. We even used Team Spirit Paranormal one, and Scottish Voice was coming through, and you can't, it's not in the background, so how does it happen?
Exactly.
So you don't know, do you?
No, I watched that. I was watching that night when you got that.
That was freaky. That was kind of like, wow. I mean, the app's actually really a really good one a day standby. Team Spirit Paranormal. I haven't tried really any Mary Brian's apps apart from the Team Spirit Paranormal app.
Yeah, I've been trying them for a while. Yeah.
I was going to say we got some good. We went to a old hall and we got some good stuff on there through Wings, the Wings one that Brian had made. It's reverse audio, but it's not words. It's just sounds.
Yeah, that's
And reverse audio, but yeah, we got quite a lot of clear stuff through on that one.
Yeah, I just try different ones. Like I've particularly been fascinated by the Alice DNA recently. I've seen it in a number of places now, and I did want it, but it was I couldn't justify it. So I've actually got something similar, which is a Paratech one. So I'm going to be trying that out more. So see what I get then. And the Alice has actually done a new app that is out for Android.
Oh yeah, someone told me about that last night.
So I've tried that, and I've tried it around my house, but you need to do it seriously, don't you? But who knows what's in my house? I think I just ignore it when things like fall off places all the time. I just think, yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah. Viv, don't you love it when you get two entities arguing with each other? I had this happen twice now. Best investigations ever. Me and Dan crying with laughter.
Oh,
that was so funny.
I'm staying quiet on that one with Viv and Dan. Laughing. I got myself in deep water that night.
Do you know Viv and Dan would be guys I would love to investigate with?
I would.
I also Phil, I would love. There's too many in this field to name who I'd love to investigate with.
Yeah, there's a lot of decent people. Yes. We just tend to ignore the ones, who are out for the wrong reasons, don't we?
I'm the same, Phil. I absolutely love Dan. He's just he's a lovely big guy. I love him.
So Sam's a brilliant medium. So vibrations probably work as everything is energy. Spirit music, everything. When you strike a drum, you energize that frequency. That gives power to spirit and the frequency to connect and communicate.
It was Sam who I was thinking had joined with York.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you with York, Sam? And are you there on Friday with them? If so, I'll see you. Fingers crossed. Love to meet up with you because obviously I met you on the shows with HOPLC a while ago.
Infrasound vibrations. Yeah.
What's that? I think the word, as I've mentioned before, is frequency, finding the right frequency. Yeah. It is, and it's
Agree with
just
that.
how to hit that frequency. I don't have any luck with EVPs. I had one at Haunted Antiques, and I don't know if I get this specific one or if it was MJ, but it was placed. Oh, okay. Sam's moved on from PRY.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean, if you think about it, different things work with different people. I mean, dowsing rods for me works for Robbie, but it doesn't work for me.
yeah, that's it.
I just, but EVPs work for me, but don't work for you. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah, that's it. Like Phil says about the crystals as well. I've gone in a local crystal shop and I've had to walk out because the energy's just been intense.
They do say they have a high vibration, don't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. But when I first did development, we went into a room, and as an experiment, they put all crystals underneath the chairs, and they sort of was asking things, and I don't know, I just felt really weird and different, and I sort of said, and then like at the end, I'd got a certain crystal underneath, which is interesting. But I did do a bit of crystal work, but I certainly haven't done any for a while really now. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, please. I was going to PM you actually. Yeah. Love to speak to you, Sam. But yeah, I'll contact you afterwards. But yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah, Phil says the Glastonbury shops are cool, and yeah, they are.
Yeah, yeah.
I was slightly tired, but yeah, I went round Glastonbury and oh yeah, they're lovely. And they've got one which had got some of the stuff from Pendle Hill there, the witches and stuff. So yeah. Mark Reynolds as well as likes crystals.
Oh, I love the quartz. The quartz is
Pendulum.
brilliant.
Quartz one, yeah.
That's actually really good for anxiety. Is the quartz?
I can't remember. I ought to get somebody on the show who talks about crystals.
That would
quite
be
a
a
few
good show.
people who sell them, so yeah, who sort of know the properties of each. So I've got just a person I'm thinking of.
Does
Yeah, good one.
I know Rob Dearden does them, and
Moldavite.
yeah, Moldavite. And I'm trying to think, doesn't Paranormal Whitby do that? Crystals.
Not. I don't know. I think she has some things, but it's all right. I know who sell them. I've got a person I contact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who I know people who've bought off her. So yeah. Yeah, I know who to contact. But yeah. So you've been scared that time. Have there been any other places where you've been really scared?
RF Church Fenton.
Church Fenton. Yeah, I was thinking Kerry. Yeah, I was definitely thinking Kerry. I've actually spoke to her not so long ago as well. So yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah, that was the name I was thinking of. Yeah, she's brilliant.
Yeah.
So what happened then? Church Fenton.
All the equipment just kept going off. It was weird. Like I say, we'd even changed the batteries and things to make sure it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But you could just it just felt as though you were surrounded all the time. As though there was the air in some parts was quite good, and we got some good funny conversations going actually, where we had a good laugh with them in the canteen area. But some of the areas felt really oppressive and not very nice in there.
Wow. So what's the history of it?
It was a full RAF base. It's only half of one now, I believe. But basically, it served its time, and they closed it down. Now it's been absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
But it was World War II, yeah.
Oh,
But there was no. Well, there has been a lot of sightings, I would say, that have been recorded there. Some I've seen some in newspapers, in magazines. I think there was some even in Haunted magazine and things as well. There's some in some books about it that have been photographed. Now, we took a photograph in the same area where the soldiers had been seen, and we took some photographs. Now, we saw nothing that even looked anything by our, just looking at it that you could recognise as it. But on the actual photographs, there is this shape. But again, I don't know if it's because it's the light, if it's reflecting off something. But it did have the shape of a human, if you know what I mean.
wow.
But
I do like it how you just debunk everything. To the nth degree, even when you've tried to debunk everything you can, you still got doubts, and that's what I like about you. And it's the way I work, and it's the way Lois works as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's great because just because we can't prove it now doesn't mean that we can't debunk it at some stage.
No, I keep everything because you just never know. That one, the photographs that I got at Stalingrad, the anti-aircraft, that's how I got to know Jan of Wings, actually, because she took a screenshot.
Oh wow!
And she sent it to me. We'd heard footsteps. The flashballs was going off. The REM pod was going off. I've got the full video. I've got the video cut down into pieces so that we could compare if there was anything there at such and such time, a few seconds before or whatever. And there is this small group. And Jan actually says to me, "Is this a team member?" And it wasn't, because there was only 3 of us there.
Oh, wow.
And it isn't. You can actually see that it's got as though it's got a uniform on. And what I did, I contacted, biggest mistake of my life, I contacted the Lincoln Live, I think it was, newspaper. Put the photograph, or asked them to put the photograph in, said where it was, because I wanted history on it, because I couldn't find anything on the internet. I wanted to know what sort of uniforms, and it was through lockdown, so we couldn't go visit the museums or the library. And I couldn't find anything, so that's why I put it into the paper to see whether anybody would respond. Well, they put the wrong photographs in for a start, so then they made out that we'd seen, like, it was just ridiculous, absolutely crazy. Obviously, you're going to get flack off something like that, but
that's why
everybody thinks that the ghosts, they're all Ghostbusters and all this sort of thing, so ridiculous comments. So if they'd read what I'd actually sent to him, emailed to him, it was for information only with the logo.
But do you know that, Fawn? That's no your mistake, it's them. They've used that, exploited that, and made it out to be a lot bigger, and that's the problem with mass media when it comes to newspapers. They take something, they blow it out of proportion. Now, I've seen them put in plenty of things, like plenty of paranormal stuff, or people saying, and they've blown it out to proportion, and I would say it's more degrading than it is helpful.
It was annoying more than anything, because the target I'd set out to do was just gain information.
And just taking
I explained about the libraries and the museums in that area were all closed, so I couldn't go visit anywhere to get any information. And, you know, if anybody could contact me from in the community who knew it, because it used to, just around it used to be the RAF.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Housing and things. And it was just, I'd just never do it again. And there's like one with the UFO today. Right. And there's so many people mocking that, but that's that man's experience.
That's the man's experience, yeah.
You know,
right.
explained, but so could a lot of others that the government, etc., deny.
Yeah, but you know that story doesn't make sense. But then, if we do one of our paranormal stories, that won't make sense either.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it only makes sense to the person who's actually like experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we can't say what he's like, you know. And
no, not a clue.
If it happened or whatever. But
I sent it to
I put it on my page, I shared it from you.
Because I knew Dean's not far from there.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, like, you know, there is a lot. Like Jan's got there's a photo which Kev took, which looked like a UFO. We don't know, do we?
No, because Kev applied to the...
Definitely.
I think he went to the newspaper with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
I
always try and go in blind, Robert, because I do try and communicate and I do try and pick things up. So I'd rather go in blind and then see what I get. I went to Bolsover Castle, which I didn't realise it's like a party palace. Like, you think castles are like, well, you know, there's various sort of castles, aren't there? There's one which are defences, you know, we're looking after. Oh, take care, Sam. Thank you.
Bye, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
You know, you've got various things for castles, but this is like, it's like a posh brothel, basically. So I was picking things up like mediumship wise. It's like, really? And the sort of images I was getting in my head. And it really threw me that night because I didn't know any of the history about it. And then, like, you check it up later on, and, you know, it made sense what I was picking up, but it's one hell of a funny place and not what I expected. But yeah, if you want, Bolsover Castle's a brilliant place. You've been there, haven't you, Paul?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Me and Jan went for the day, but I'd love to go back and do an invest. You did the invest, didn't you? When you
went? I did the invest that night. Yeah, and it's so funny what we're getting through. Even the cooks as well. We picked up on a cook, and me and another girl were linking in on specific spirit and having conversation with him. And oh dear. I'm not going to say what he did to the food, what he prepared for upstairs.
That won't surprise
me. Yeah, you wouldn't have had it anyway, put it that way. But, you know, we were having a normal one-on-one conversation with the spirit and just saying, oh, yeah, what did you do to the food? And we weren't making any judgment. And yeah, we had a right laugh with him. And I think he enjoyed the conversation as well because we weren't sticking to the normal, you know, tap here, tap there, flash this. So it was great. Hi, Jonathan. Hope you're well.
Hey.
I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. It's been an interesting conversation.
It certainly has. I've really enjoyed myself.
Funny, hasn't it?
It has been.
Oh, so Di got something happen in the kitchen area. Yeah. So I don't know. See, we were in the little area of kitchen, and there's little like channels in the floor, which we would think might have been a butchery area. So we picked up that maybe they went shooting, they brought the birds, animals back to that kitchen, and then, you know, they sorted them out there, and that's what we picked up has happened in that little room off. So we just don't know, you know, if that's the case, but certainly somewhere I like to go. It was a public event. There's quite a lot of people there, which was awkward. But then I did meet up with Dave, who I know, and also I met someone from Paranormal and we just like hit it off, and we just managed to get into one room together. Wow, like they were doing the vigil in an area. We managed to like just get in an area, which was good, just the three of us. So yeah, that was cool. And
That's
still
good
got
too.
yay.
Right.
Hope you're
So
enjoying it.
what did happen with Phil's?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What did happen
No.
with your missus then? Yeah, we don't know what that is, whether water or blood. We weren't quite sure what
Yeah.
those channels were, but in the dark you do tend to fall over them as well. So you have to be careful. Because you're always, you're walking around, you're watching, you're trying to experience things, aren't you? You've got a torch, and I don't know how many times you
Listen,
nearly fall up or down the damn stairs.
sometimes the touch doesn't save you. Plus, if you're if you're anything like me, when you sit down to look at go through a wee tunnel and then you come out and realise that, well, you don't actually realise, you get it pointed out to you that your trousers have got a massive hole. Lucky enough you're wearing pyjamas where they can't see your backside then.
Oh, God.
Well, this happens.
Whoops, I think somebody's in bad books there.
Excuse please, I've ever
Whoops,
been
today's
coming home
late.
this at the
Did you lose your key? Or were you home late and that was it? We don't have got bolted. I think your nighttime out pass up ended, doesn't it? A bit early.
grounded for the unsustainable.
So Di went dizzy, like something's attached to her. Had to pull her out the room. Thought we were both getting drained. But yeah.
Oh God,
But
not so good.
But then, like, there's so many places in the UK, and they've just got so much fascinating history about them, haven't they?
You definitely have.
And I went camping in a little village the other day, but then I just Googled where to go, and the village has got a church, which is allowed to use. It's in someone's garden, which is annoying, because we found the church and like just about to open the gate, and there's a sign saying no access, and then you saw kids swings in the garden around this church. So it's absolutely gutted. But then there's ruins as well on the hill as well, which we didn't find. A castle as well nearby, because it was near to Castle Donington. So yeah, the word Castle Donington there is a clue, isn't it? Which I didn't even realise about. So yeah, it's got loads of history going back to the Civil War and stuff. And the history's everywhere, and you can go out anywhere, can't you? And you just get your kit out and you just see if you can pick up somebody just walking by. Bry Lights, Thornseat Lodge, and Thurlows Cork Abbey. I've not really been around Cork Abbey, not while I've been sort of an adult. I went as a kid, I think. So
there seems to be quite a lot around Derbyshire and Chesterfield area as well.
Yeah, there's a lot around Nottinghamshire I haven't been to.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Monty thing going on there.
Do you know one could answer that, but one would get blacklisted off the TV?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and let's do this out of context. We love to seek and find.
Yeah.
In sense, but yeah. Oh wow, here's a new one then. Trinity Chapel in Derbyshire. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I know. I can't help myself really. I've done too many pantomimes.
I know.
More.
I thought she was going to get the wrong word there, Viv, as well.
No, I knew what I was. Yeah. Yeah, I've certainly not heard of that one.
No.
But yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but I want to thank everyone for the comments. Yeah. Oh, it's hard to find. Yeah. I can imagine it being hard to find because there's a case me, Phil and somebody were trying to find one night, and we didn't quite find it, did we? Because your sat nav doesn't take you exactly where you need to go.
Where are you?
Then when you've got to head towards the river, where you could slide into the water, it's not good, is it? And we met this weird woman, and this woman, and she's catching toads. Anchor Church, that was it. That's where we're trying to go. And there's this lady, and she's catching toads in a bucket to take them across the road.
Oh, bless. That's
And they were all like making a noise in the bucket. But
Oh.
so there we are looking for ghosts in Anchor Church, and there she is catching toads, which is really sweet.
Oh, well.
But yeah, different. But yeah, she was funny, wasn't she? She's telling us all about her toads, and we just wanted to find the church so we could see what we could get. But yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
Wow, there's a lot of new, interesting places coming through here.
there is.
But yeah, I'm going to have to look at these places and see when I'm not busy, because I'm a bit tied up now until, hey ho. But thanks everyone, thanks for questions.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks for
Thanks, everyone.
joining.
Questions, everything. Thank you.
And hope you have a lovely
Good night,
evening,
Jan.
lovely weekend. If you're out next weekend,
Everybody.
go for it and have a good time. Celebrate as well, because it is a special weekend, isn't it? You know, it's a one-off weekend, isn't it? Coming up, and
Thanks, Viv.
so
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
thanks, Viv. Okay, so it's bye from me.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.